Yeah, I think it's been a difficult year all round, really, for lots of different reasons. We've seen house prices start to peak and then fall. I guess over the last few months, we're starting to see some green shoots with house prices kind of still marginally going up, but it is fairly marginal, and it is quite regionally focused as well. Overall, transactions in the market have dropped significantly. It's definitely in favour of remortgage activity now instead of new mortgages, and that shift has been quite dynamic, I think, in the market. So that is affecting that affects us when we talk about general insurance products, and I think it creates a lot of challenges for mortgage brokers in creating new business opportunities.
Yeah, I think Carl's talked there about advisors and sort of at the coalface with the problems that they face with the way the market is. But I think with our larger partners, that sort of flows through as well. They have to try and find ways to sort of generate the opportunities for general insurance where they would have been a lot more previously. So it's down to us to make sure that we offer the right technology and services to have to make those opportunities really easy to pick up, and hopefully offer the training and support for advisors whenever they need it if they want to start picking it up.
I think generally speaking, right now the mortgage market is flat, and I think it will continue to be very similar to that next year. I suspect that interest rates are probably where they are going to stay, or there or thereabouts. I think that's needed, so that brings some stability back into the market, but there is a way to go yet. You've still got a lot of consumers still out there on fixed rate deals that still haven't, on rates that are beginning with a 0 and a 1 and a 2, so that's got to flow into the market. So that's going to have downward pressure, I think, in terms of house prices. So just generally speaking, I think it's going to be a flat market next year. I think it's still going to be challenging for new mortgages. There'll be plenty of remortgage opportunity there, and as Gavin said before, I think what we need to do is make sure that we're going out to our brokers with the right kind of propositions to help them with that. And particularly we've launched this year with Source Go, which could really help those brokers that are trying to tackle both the cost of the insurance and a remortgage customer. Yeah, I think there are several things to do here. So just as I mentioned before, I think new mortgage opportunities are going to be fewer and further between. So focusing on the back book, you've got remortgage opportunities there, absolutely, but focus on the back book. If you've done a 2, 3 or 5 year fixed rate mortgage deal for a customer, revisit that customer and talk about their home insurance every year. Opportunity to communicate with them, and you will definitely be looking to try and save them some money, especially at the moment. So I think that's a huge opportunity for mortgage brokers. I would also say the buy-to-let market is something to continue to focus at. It is a challenging market for lots of different reasons. I don't think the government has helped that market a great deal over the last few years. You've seen a lot of part-time landlords exit, but there's still huge opportunity there. So I think there's a place there for mortgage brokers to think about in terms of buy-to-let insurance, where we can help as well.
Just to pick up on one of the points Carl made there about mortgage brokers revisiting their clients who are coming off, fixed rates, for example. One of the things we've seen coming through the Consumer Duty and particularly the fair value rules is about how brokers offer long-term value to their customers, and actually revisiting them on an annual basis around their insurance renewal.
Yes.
It's probably a really good way of both meeting the spirit and the rules of the Consumer Duty as far as general insurance goes. So it becomes less of a one and done kind of sale and more folded into an ongoing service that the broker provides to their customer.
Yeah, and the only thing we would add to that is, if it's a great opportunity right now to speak to a customer and say, look, can I try and help you save some money? Because everybody is looking for that, for that kind of help. You've got a general election coming next year, so I don't think you'll see much in terms of dynamic change in that market. What is for certain is that there is a huge shortage of supply in the rental sector, and that will continue. If anything, that might get worse. So you'll see that continue, and the trend that you'll get associated with that is you'll see rents continue to rise. there are clearly opportunities in that market for those brokers that want to take advantage of landlords that are more acquisitive, so therefore they're now taking advantage to expand their portfolio, that maybe aren't looking for capital growth but looking to get returns on the property, on the rental income, on the yield. So I think there's huge opportunity there, but overall I think the landlord market will be relatively flat. I would hope that if we do end up with a new government, I would hope that there is some movement in that space, because it is becoming increasingly squeezed for landlords and making it very difficult for them. If you've been in the insurance market as long as I have, if you've been in the market that long, you know what used to be considered non-standard is not what is non-standard today, and that can be somebody who may only have had one or two claims. And as insurers have kind of decided to shrink their footprint a little bit, and as other insurers have exited the market, then what I would call those kind of softer non-standard customers have probably been left a little bit disenfranchised. So I think there's a huge opportunity there to help broaden out the footprint and to help make sure we cover some of those customers that brokers may have lost over the last sort of 12 to 18 months.